All right, folks, it's 12 minutes after 9 o'clock, almost said 7 o'clock. I'm yet to get into that transformed time. But nonetheless, it's to the point for today, Wednesday, the first day of October. And as you know, on Wednesdays, it's Government Day. This morning, I am going to be joined momentarily, hopefully, by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Ms. Kim, let me get you the name correct. I want to make sure. But we'll be talking sports this morning. I should have had the Minister with responsibility for sports, the Honorable Delma Thomas, this morning, but unfortunately, she is making a team visit. All right, the Ms. Kim Frederick, that's a PS in the Ministry of Sports. All right, she should be joining me via Zoom momentarily. But they're making a field visit to the Progress Park, where we know Progress Park is being lighted up at the moment. So there can be full-fledged night activities taking place there. All right, so I should be joined by a minister, the PS for in the Ministry of Sports, and that should be coming up. She should be joining us shortly. So in the interim, what I will endeavor to do is, as I said, the Ministry of Sports is on that campaign, lighting up a number of playing fields, and I want to keep the conversation well within the realms of sports this morning. So what I would do is I will endeavor to open up the lines a bit so that you can call in and, for if you're a sporting enthusiast or something of that nature, what are your impressions on the government's sporting approach, the approach to sports, the lighting up of the playing fields, refurbishing of some? We also heard of the sod turning ceremony for the aquatic area there in the stadium. So what are your impressions as it relates to the government's approach to sports nationally? And that's what we're talking about until such time when the PS calls in via our Zoom platform. We have a caller. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent. Thank you. I'd like to applaud the efforts of the government for taking such an initiative. It's well needed. It's one way you can engage the youth in a positive manner. You can add to our tourism product. And it can also, they can earn good revenues. But in a sense, I have a concern. I'm hearing in one of the news clipping that some, maybe, I don't know if it's past or some officials talking about the lights at Progress Park and how it can generate heat and stuff. And I'm saying that project had been going on for months. I've been on the streets and you've seen the people that are walking there passing from Sunday to Sunday. And I assume it was a foreign group. They probably now gone. And why didn't these people take up this matter before, or did they? I mean, it is not nice to hearing that now that the project have been completed and it's about to be commissioned. I mean, to me, it really is not making much sense. I really would like to know if they weren't on, such committees. Didn't they see that before to inform whoever in authority before,
Okay, we seem to have lost that caller there. And tell you what, we take a commercial break at this point, and we bring on the PS from the Ministry of Sports. We take a commercial break. We'll be back after this.
let's celebrate the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert on Sunday, November 9th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center with the best of Grenada along with the Black Prince and the Pink Panther. Our partners, Hubbard's, GBN, Grenada Paper Products, Grenada Distillers Limited, makers of Clack's Court, Grenada's #1 rum, Brentville Credit Union, Bryden and Miners, Agents 4, Johnny Walker, Smirnoff Vodka, and Campari, Renwick Thompson and Company Limited, Pierre Marcel, Hard On Plus, Gittins Healthcare, Dollar Savers Auto Parts, Rise and Shine Supermarket, Springs Food Mart, Excel Plaza, Clem Vision Eye Center, Chillaxing Cafe, Answer Coating, Victory Bar, Blue Bubba's PA Rental and Events Supply, Chateau de la Motte, Grenada, Captain Harris Apartments, Gem Holiday, Beach Resorts, Dana's City Inn, Glenegg, Spring Water, and the Grenada Trade Center. Sunday, November 9th, 5 p.m. Grenada Trade Center, the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Please be seated by 4 p.m. Hubbard's Legends in Concert.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenleck's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenleck at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenleck.com.
Welcome back, viewers and listeners, to The Point. And this morning, as promised, I'm joined by Ms. Kim Frederick. She is the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, and a whole lot of accolades. Good morning, PS. How are you this morning?
Good morning to you, and I'm fine, thanks, and good morning to your viewing and listening audience.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to have you on To The Point this morning. With the slight delay that we had, I endeavored to keep the conversation alive. So I started, and I had one person call in and talked about how impressed they are with the approach that the NDC administration has taken towards sports. Because, for example, this morning we are having a field visit by the Minister for Sports and other sports ministry officials at Progress Park, where there will be lights. The lights are already erected. I think they should be commissioned sometime later. So tell us walk us through that. Okay, so
the lights have been installed at the Progress Park. The commissioning will take place on the 5th, that's this Sunday. Of course, this is an important initiative, and the theme for this initiative is lighting the way forward. And you're looking at unity, youth, and culture in St. Andrew. So it is a significant milestone. We are aware that sports, is a priority for this administration. And of course, we need to have all of the playing fields. Well, of course, all will not be done at the same time, but a number of playing fields and sporting facilities have been lit already, and it is an ongoing process. And of course, for this year, for 2025, the priority for the ministry was to light 3 sporting facilities. That is the Progress Park, the Las Vegas playing field, and the National Cricket Stadium. And of course, the lighting ceremony for Progress Park is this Sunday.
Now, Progress Park it's a happy thing for me because that's my area, all right? But as it relates to other playing fields, because I now reside in Las Vegas, Corinth to be precise, and then Las Vegas, and we can see the benefits of the lights there. We're seeing night football and other night activities taking place. Now, how costly an initiative was that for the government to have the various playing fields light up?
Well, of course, it is a costly initiative, but I think that the benefits, of course, outweigh the cost. So we will not focus on the cost, but Progress Park is about 2 million, just around 2 million. That was the cost based on the contract awarded, and of course, as I said, we had to look at the benefits and not focus on the cost. One of the outcome, of course, in the National Sustainable Development Plan is a healthy population. And we have to look at sports as one of the means to get our population healthy. It is said that a healthy population is a wealthy population. And having sporting facilities lit, of course, that would encourage not just to have sporting competitions among the clubs and the schools and so, but of course the communities can take advantage of the playing fields and sporting facilities and do physical activity. So it is an avenue to encourage physical activity. So you have to look at it from that perspective. Yes, it will be there to encourage. Well, I wouldn't say to encourage, but of course, I know the secondary schools and primary schools in the area would be happy to have it, because when they're having the sporting facility, the sporting events, the track and field meets, and so usually they would have to rent lights or maybe finish the event earlier on in the day. Now that you have the lights, you can go into the evening, and we know how Grenadians rally around track and field. Similarly with football, we love football as well. So having the lights would encourage those sort of events late into the evening, and as I said, have the community involved as well.
Now, I'm not wanting to be the devil's advocate this morning, but we know that there is data to show that, especially when government takes this sort of initiative and do implementation, the management, the day-to-day management, because, for example, look at the solar lights that were erected. They were vandalized, they were robbed, and so forth. Do you have a proper management system in place to ensure that these lights are managed properly? Because of course they are using a high voltage electricity, I think it's 3-phase or so, and to ensure that they're not vandalized and misused and so forth. Do you have a security method in place?
Well, definitely. That is something that we have discussed already. So it's a matter of strengthening what exists, because at Progress Park, of course, there is security there. And this is not the first playing field that is lit. As I said before, there are other playing fields, and we don't really have that issue in terms of vandalism in respect of the lights. So it is something that the community would have to take ownership of it and try to support in that regard, because if the community takes ownership of the playing field, then of course, that would deter, the thoughts of vandalism. But we're not anticipating that we would have that situation, but still we have to be prepared, and of course the management and so will be strengthened. So okay. There is management there, but that will be strengthened, and we've already started that discussion, considering the addition of, personnel, to ensure that it is protected. Well, yes, that is on.
Again, I must commend the government for that bold initiative as it relates to the investment in sports in general, because our sportsmen and women, they are doing well. They are representing us well outside there, and it ties in well with the infrastructural development that they have available to their disposal for their training and even hosting of regionally friendly matches and tournaments and so forth. So it's sort of put them in a place where they know they're competitive. Now, having said that, what other initiatives do we have coming forth from the Ministry of Sports? I mean, we just had our team doing fairly well in the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, and so forth. But what other initiatives we have that would ensure that we foster greater athletes?
Okay, so as a ministry, we're focusing on the infrastructure, as was mentioned before, but we also have to focus on the athletes themselves, because we cannot expect to have great performance at the World Championships or the Olympics if we don't, prepare the athletes to achieve their highest potential. So you may have heard that the ministry is in the process of rolling out an initiative called, a National Athlete Support and Development Program, where we will provide support to athletes. Well, of course, it depends on their needs. So we cannot say it will be X or Y, but it depends on the need of the athlete. We will provide that support. And of course, that will provide, let's say, support with training, coaching, whatever they need, whether equipment, all of those things will be provided to them. So we're focusing on developing the athletes at the grassroots level. And of course, as they progress, eventually, they will do great and bring home the medal, as Anderson Peters would have done with the silver at the World Championships. So we're really looking at providing the support to the elite athletes who are already performing at a high level, but also developing those that are, at the primary school, at the secondary school, to take them to that level.
Awesome. I have been in dialogue with some folks in Mount Horn, and they've got a wonderful event planned for Afi Fletcher, who is doing well, representing us well as well. It is also important that communities and individuals do not necessarily have to wait on government for every and all of these sorts of initiatives, There are entities and communities that can assist with doing, even if it's just bare maintenance. For example, folks in Mount Horn and so forth, business entities that could say, okay, you know what, we'll take a little pitch at the playing field and do some maintenance, or the pavilion and so forth, because it will take a while, I believe, for government to do every park around. So it's also important, critically important, for citizens to get involved, and I am certain that the government wouldn't have any problems with citizens coming forward and assisting.
Definitely not, because as you mentioned, the government cannot do it alone, and if we just wait on the government to do everything, of course, it will take some time, and we generally want things to happen now, but of course we do have limited resources. And some will happen this year, some next year, and then the process continues. So if we have the support of the community, we have the support of the private sector to come on board, of course, things will happen a lot faster. And yes, we do encourage the community to come on board. We do encourage the private sector as well to come on board. And in respect of the initiative that I mentioned before, which is the National Athlete Support and Development Program, we have asked the private sector to support these initiatives, because when the athletes go out there and they do well, the country, is all happy, and everybody is happy. So, if they can provide the support, that will be good. So yes, we want everybody on board, the community, private sector, everybody.
It's been quite a while since I've been interviewing folks from Gaza and so forth. That's the swimming people. And if I'm not mistaken, either it's happened not so long ago or it's soon to happen, this sod turning ceremony for an aquatic venue at the National Stadium. Did I hear that?
Well, actually, it happened already. That happened on the 17th. That was Wednesday, previous Wednesday. Yes, we had the sod turning ceremony. Yes, of the aquatic center. Yes, that happened already.
That's awesome. I mean,
soon that will come on. Soon we will see the brand new aquatic center. Yes, 25 meters.
Wow. I know Ms. Purcell and the rest of the team, all the swimming enthusiasts will be so very happy to hear that, because it's been a while they've been clamoring that, okay, while Good Hope is producing good enough swimmers, but with a better and more updated facility, we can do so much better with our swimmers. So I know that they are very happy about that.
Well, they did express, everyone who represented GASA at the event did express the very said sentiments that has been in the making for many years. I myself remember saying to my colleague, PSCs, that, from the time I joined the public service, I've been hearing about this, swimming pool, but it's finally here. So it has been a long process. And of course, everyone is happy that we've reached to this stage. And so we expect, the swimmers to continue to do well, because they did say that despite the existing facility that they have to work with, they have been doing very well and winning the OECS championships and beating, countries that even have better facilities. So with that facility, we expect them to do greater things. So yes, they're very happy, and as a government, as the ministry, we're there to support them to realize this dream, which has been for many years.
Yeah,
The aquatic center.
I really want to commend, everyone involved with that, because it's been a while now that they've been waiting, and now that it's eventually happened, I am so happy for Grenada and especially for the swimmers. All right. Now, what's just being generic now? What's anything happening for Carriacou as it relates to sports? We know that the playing fields and so forth were used as, site for collecting of debris after burial and so forth, but things are normalizing. There anything in the pipeline for Carriacou and PD Martinique?
Well, of course, whatever we do, we take Carriacou into consideration, and of course, we want to ensure that the playing fields are, in good condition for the athletes, to, practice and have the schools to have the events and so recently the ministry did send up a team to Carriacou to do some work on the fields to ensure that it is, in the right condition. And definitely, I know, well, let me not commit anything here to say what specifically would be for Carriacou. I'll leave that to the Ministry of Carriacou and Diplomatic Affairs. But I will just say here that the Ministry of Youth and Sports, of course, would provide the necessary support to the ministry for the initiatives that will be implemented for 2026 and beyond. But we have been providing the support to ensure that the existing facilities are in the right condition, considering that it was used, as you say, as a collection site post-burial.
Okay. All right. Well, we're due for a commercial break, and we're also expecting a call in from the folks on the site at Progress Park as they do the field visit. So we have to wrap now, but is there anything you'd like to mention that you thought we didn't?
Well, I just want to, as was mentioned before, encourage the persons in the community and the surrounding areas of St. Andrew, because we know Progress Park is also used by other schools in St. Patrick and so forth. And so we want to encourage them to take care of the facility. It's an investment, in our youth, and we need to protect that investment. We want the community to look out as well for things that are not appropriate, so that they more or less be the custodian of the facility. The ministry, of course, will play its part to ensuring that it is managed and protected. And on Sunday, we want the community to come out and witness this, significant milestone of the lighting of Progress Park.
P.S. Frederick, thank you very much for sharing with us this morning, and we all will converge at the Progress Park on Sunday. And what time does the event start?
Well, the thing is, it's a number of things that will be happening, which will culminate with the lighting, and then we have the parish football match. So there is at 2:30, you have when the kiddie cricket games will commence. We also have the opening of the kids' play area, that is around 3 o'clock. We also have the primary school cricket exhibition, which is 3:45. So it's a number of events. And then the lighting ceremony starts at 6 p.m. with the parish football match with Spartan versus Paradise Football Club. That is at 7. And then we have the closing with fireworks and so at 9. So persons, it's a packed activity. Persons can come early enough, and experience the different activities because, as was mentioned before, it's lighting the way forward, unity, youth, and culture in St. Andrew. So what I just mentioned reflects all of those things.
Wow, that's awesome. It's a wonderful event. It could be looked at as a family event as well. Yeah, so all right, folks, so you heard it. Been speaking there with P.S. Kim Frederick, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, and I want to thank you for joining us this morning, and we look forward to future engagements. Could you have yourself a wonderful day now?
Thank you, and same to you and to your listening audience.
All right, folks, that's it. You heard it there from P.S. Kim Frederick from the Ministry of Sports. We take a commercial break and we come back with continuing the To The Point program. I should be getting a call from Mr. Colin Peters, the sports coordinator, and the rest of the team up there at Progress Park. Thank you very much. We'll be back after these messages.
Raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire.
Godfrey, wow, watch the return of we culture. What? But don't go play around him out on me, no? Man said me a razor blade, you know. Nah. That hurt me, boy. You see that? Dark go meet it up. Dark must meet it up. In fact, self, let me do see that. Because you see that course take that. Next thing years start to grow and it turn longer than receive. Then first thing them viewers, they go run me down. But you see you that. Anytime you see you try that again, I put in course on you. Trust me.
Caller, I hear what you're saying and I understand what you're talking about because I want that and I tell Doc that kind of thing and me saying is wrong. So if you decide to put curse on Doc, the only thing I could tell you is don't put the bad curse on. Give him a curse that he could bounce back. And don't spit when you throw in the curse. Because if you spit when you throw the curse, you know Doc finished. So that is all I have to say. So folks, if all they want to hear how a scholar could put the curse on Doc, then join us this Friday on We Culture and we go tell you. See you then.
Let's celebrate the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert on Sunday, November 9th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center with the best of Grenada along with the Black Prince and the Pink Panther. Our partners, Hubbard's, GBN, Grenada Paper Products, Grenada Distillers Limited, makers of Clacks Court, Grenada's #1 rum, Brentville Credit Union, Bryden and Miners, Agents 4, Johnny Walker, Smyrna Vodka, and Campari, Renwick Thompson and Company Limited, Pierre Marcel, Hard On Plus, Gittins Healthcare, Dollar Savers Auto Parts, Rise and Shine Supermarket, Springs Food Mart, Excel Plaza, Clem Vision Eye Center, Chillaxing Cafe, Answer Coating, Victory Bar, Blue Bubba's PA Rental and Events Supply, Chateau de la Motte, Grenada, Captain Harris Apartments, Gem Holiday, Beach Resorts, Dana's City Inn, Glen Egg, Spring Water, and the Grenada Trade Center. Sunday.
All right, folks, it's 18 minutes on to 10 o'clock, the To The Point program for today, Wednesday, the first day of October. And we're talking sports this morning. We just heard from the PS and the Ministry of Sports, Kim Frederick, as she highlighted some of the plans and some of the initiatives that are currently being undertaken by the ministry through, of course, through the government as well. And I am anticipating, or I am expecting a call in from the coordinator of sports, Mr. Cullen Peters. They are up at Progress Park, so I expect a call from him anytime, any minute, and to give us a report as to what's transpiring up there. However, let's go back into the conversation as it relates to your, what is your impression of government's involvement and the agenda for sports, taking into consideration the lighting of the parks and also the aquatic center that is just being commissioned. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Oh, good morning, sir. How are you, Mr.
I'm alive and thankful. Welcome.
Okay. Well, in a sense, I was hearing that the guy in sports is, what is it again? He was complaining yesterday, talking about the problem with the lights. He said the light's too low and they were too bright.
Which one? Which one? The one in Progress Park?
Yes, in Progress Park. A few of them was talking about in some meeting yesterday. How the light is too low and the wattage, you're going to sweat because it's so bright and all that kind of thing, and they put them, I don't know. So I don't know what will happen today because they was talking about it yesterday. Crony, how the guy, Crony, the guy, he was a cricketer in Grenada.
Okay, Mr. Crony, yes.
Yeah. Yes, Crony. He was talking about it yesterday with some people about how the lights, how they put the lights. It should be higher, it should be longer, and all those kind of things. So, I mean, I hope there's something good come out about that to do what they go say about it today. How nice is it?
Okay, thank you very much. All right, well, I do hope that if that is a concern, I do hope that it is looked at. I trust that the lights were professionally installed and they were professional lights, and so that it wouldn't impede or hold back our athletes or in any way. Good morning, caller.
Morning, listeners, and morning to your listeners and the viewers.
Welcome to the program.
To your question about what view of the government approach to sports, I think we should extend it not just to sports but to physical well-being. I do appreciate the government's effort to get the Sports Council, the National Sports Council in operation, and then the Paris Sports Council. What I'm concerned about is our ability to reproduce or to succession in terms of the leadership. We have been robbed for 40 years or so from the societal laboratory of producing leaders and capable people by acceding to the psychological warfare plan of the United States, so that groups have been weakened. I mean, things have come transactional. People don't want to get involved except there's something in it for them. And we need to pay attention to that. How can we devote some attention in ensuring, just as how they're doing with the statutory boards, where they have trying to train directors and so on, we need to look at how can we cultivate an appetite for people doing things, not necessarily because they'll get some remuneration, that sometimes is necessary, but because the love, and of course it helps to evolve our own souls. So in the process. And the other thing I'm concerned about, is our appetite for safety, maybe health and safety. The recent incident in Victoria Park should really wake us up a bit. We are careless people until some disaster happens. We see what happened when the big stone came down in Cotton Bailey, whatever you call it, and then we react and did something, and then, of course, I wonder if we continue to pay attention in terms of maintenance, in terms of preempting preventing, being proactive. So This is my concern, that we take these little things in more into contact. I'm in concern, and also encourage our people to become more physically agile. That includes me also, even though we probably would be aging, as you say, in a sense that we do something to keep our brain cell alive.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. It's 12 minutes away from 10 o'clock, and just wanting to hear from you while we await the call from Mr. Peters. I do hope that is Mr. Peters. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, my friend.
How are you? Welcome to the program.
I'm back again, but maybe just at this instant. Now, let me tell you, for me, it's bothering me. Every time we say we have, I don't know if it's export or export. For example, in connection with this light at the playing field at Grenville, do we know that light generates heat? And if we say we have I don't know if it's export or export, then how can we say now that the light is too low or possibly is too high? We couldn't be able to measure the temperature that have been sent out by this light within certain time. This is what bothers me. We have too many exports. We have export in English language, we have export in agriculture, we have export in mechanical engineering, we have export in all kind of things, but we don't have an expert. That's the problem with us. Everybody wants to comment on other, even somebody who comment on what I say. Maybe I use bad language, when they should say they should have been. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much for your contribution as always. And folks, it's 11 minutes away from 10 o'clock. It's to the point. All right. Someone says, innocent, NDC don't put anything in the pipeline. They get the work done. NNP that put things in the pipeline. Allegedly. Okay. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, welcome to the program.
I want to comment on this lighting up of playing fields.
Okay.
I think that the lighting up of the playing fields is a disaster for our youth, because at those times of the night, people should be sleeping. Children should be sleeping. The reason why cricket used to be played, and the West Indies in particular play cricket very well, was because they play cricket in the sunshine, in the sunlight, and with natural light. The lighting up of the playing fields is not natural light. And that's the reason why this lighting come up as a commercial gimmickry. There was a time a guy from Australia called Kerry Parker, he came on with some kind of fancy things like that. It didn't last very long. That time the West Indies took a dip in cricket. Similar thing, they went to South Africa, and most of the top players was banned and whatever. West Indies came out of that, and they came and they do very well, because players had to make the West Indies side. They had to be proud. They had to compete. Here we are, since this 2020 cricket started. Michael Holding, the greatest fast bowler in the West Indies and in the world at a time, was definitely against it, because he said he will destroy cricket. Now we're seeing it. We just have our CPL there. So much guys swinging, whooping, making runs, and immediately they gone. Some of those guys who didn't play, who didn't make money, gone to the West Indies team, and I think they was bowled out for 83 or something like that. Previously, West Indies were bowled out for 23. Why are we lighting up a playing field? when the people behind lighting up the playing field, none of them played sports. We had a prime minister for how much years who was an avid cricketer, well, for over 50 years, so we say, did not light up the playing field. Because at 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, children, youngsters should be sleeping. The only time we heal is when we sleep. The only time our body replenishes itself is when we sleep. And if you're going to have playing field and cricket finishing at 9, 10, and guys eating at those sort of a time, no reason why we can't play cricket.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. An interesting point of view there. Okay, all right. I thought lighting up the playing field was a boost to us. It's 8 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Sorry to come back. That man should go in back in the old time days, because old time days we didn't have electric light and everybody used to go early and to bed. So you want to tell us to go back in the old time days or what? He will tell you, no, use a light in your house, you have to use lamp, or say when 6 o'clock you have to close down everything because you can't see the right. Come on, he should know better than that.
Okay. All right, thank you. That's the thing, it's the gentleman's opinion. That's his opinion, you know. Back to the telephone line. Let's go back here. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I am alive and thankful. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks. I've seen that storybook played before. I've seen the previous government held basketball courts all over Grenada, right in it. And today we have less people playing basketball. So we're going around and light up all playing fields. And if you look at the record, we have less people going into the past. So we have to be careful with this trend of lighting up places because of that is a joke. We need to take our money and spend it in a wiser area. I predict $2 million to buy some nice buses, put on the road, to create a nice transport system for our country. We have people that live in St. Patrick's and other areas of the countryside who go to send out work and go back home and stay in a manner. We need to spend our money a little bit more wisely and get our country moving forward and thinking about some rights in the past. Because let's bring that backwards first. I've seen that story before already.
All right.
I think what playing fields doesn't make any sense. People going to the pastures right now.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. All right, folks, it's 6 minutes away from 10 o'clock. We take our final commercial break in the program, and then we come back. Don't you go anywhere.
Raise it high up the ladder. Let we set it on fire.
Godfrey, wow, watch the return of we culture. What? But that don't play around him out on me, no? Man said me a razor blade, you know? Nah. That hurt me, boy. You see that? That go meet it up. That must meet it up. In fact, self, let me know see that. Because you see that course take that, next thing here start to grow and it turn longer than receive. Then first thing them viewers, they go run me down. But you see you that. Anytime you see you try that again, I put in course on you. Trust me.
Caller, I hear what you're saying and I understand what you're talking about, because I warn Doc and I tell Doc that kind of thing enemy saying is wrong. So if you decide to put curse on Doc, the only thing I could tell you is don't put the bad curse on. Give him a curse that he could bounce back. And don't spit when you throw in the curse, because if you spit when you throw the curse, you know Doc finished. So that's all I have to say. So folks, if all you want to hear how Scholar could put the curse on Doc, then join us this Friday on We Culture and we go tell you. See you then.
Sunday, November the 9th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Legends Promotion presents the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert featuring the best of Grenada, along with 2 special guest artists. This edition promises to be extra special. Get ready, Grenada, to be blown with surprises at the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert. Sunday, November the 9th, 5 p.m. Grenada Trade Center. Stay tuned to GBN for more.
Welcome back. It's 3 minutes away, just 2 minutes away from 10 o'clock. And someone says here, good morning, Innocent and your followers. I fully agree that too much light is not good. I tried to get that message out, but if managed and used properly, the lighting of major playing fields could be a positive thing. Definitely, every little village field should not be lit. Too much light could damage cells and create other health challenges. Let's do it wisely. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Innocent.
How are you doing?
There.
Okay, talk to us.
Yes, well, I hear people complaining and they're finding fault with the light. I want to tell the light, welcome to paradise. Because that is the last place to me, like they put light, and we had the best ground, the solid ground.
Right.
We were passing there, water they will stay. It's like a Kalalu list. You understand? So, welcome the light, and when they put the light, just grease it down.
Okay.
Just grease it down. Okay. Susan, welcome the light to paradise. All light, welcome to paradise.
Well, Susan, thanks for calling.
We had the best football team. Even though we lose, we win. Even though we draw, we win. We win, we win. We had the best football team, and welcome to paradise. It's going to be better for us.
Okay.
Have a good day, my brother.
You too.
And
love you.
Welcome the NDC government for doing all the good work.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, they raise me nose.
All right, thank you very much. One of our contributors via the Facebook page says, the news media needs to do a better job in Grenada. Too much misinformation when it comes to the buses. The Prime Minister said that the government recently proposed a deal with China where Grenada asked for over 30 electric buses. Citizens need to give them time. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Innocent.
Good morning.
I suppose to refer Crony 100% with what he has said. Nothing wrong. I was a world cricketer myself. I never played any cricket under light, but I welcome the light today for the younger guys. I wish that some of the younger guys who are on the blocks playing the food, they could have lights in the night. They could go and play the football and cricket or whatever. But in the true sense, nothing wrong with the light, but the light they must take the time and do a good job, because honestly speaking, I myself find that light is too low, because these lights generate a lot of voltage or current, and it creates a lot of heat for the athletes, whatever events they might be taking part in on the field. It creates a lot of heat.
So let me ask you this: have you looked at the lights in other playing fields, like for maybe the stadium or Las Ajes or so? Have you seen them?
I saw the one in Las Ajes.
Is it different to the one that has been erected in Progress Park?
The one in Progress Park is more short. It's more short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's more short. It's more short, lower to the ground. But it's high better because it generates a lot of voltage or current, and if you watch this international light something across the region, it's high and it's a distance away from the playing field itself. Because if you watch, sometimes even watch a little CPL cricket, the time when the batsman and batting, sometimes just half an hour in the pitch, you see the amount of perspiration, amount of sweat from them guys on them helmets. All the back away, the whole clothes wet because of the heat of the lights. You understand? It's different, you understand? And if breeze and blowing is worse.
Okay.
Understand? So to take your time and you do a good job. Don't try to just fight a thing and rush, do thing, and then at the end of the day it costs us more money. And to create what you call, I don't know, like some people might feel you're trying to score what you call political points because of rushing on some light lights and thing and trying to go and boast something tomorrow on GIS. We do this, we do that. Take your time and let us spend a proper money and do something wisely. Okay. Have a good day, brother.
Thank you very much, caller. It's 2 minutes after 10 o'clock, folks, and unfortunately we did not get that call in from Mr. Curlin Peters, the sports coordinator, who with a team they're doing that field trip up there at Progress Park at the moment. So we've exhausted the time for the program. I'd like to say thank you to PS Kim Frederick for sharing with us this morning, and to those of you who called and participated one way or the other, thank you very much. That has been this morning's edition of To The Point, and hopefully we'll have another edition tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye. God bless.